Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Wilmette Theater. We are so delighted to see such a full house this evening, and I'm sure this topic really speaks to a lot of us. We are the only not-for-profit movie theater in the northern suburbs. We show movies, but we are also doing a lot of live events. And Nestor and I started talking about this, a month and a half ago or so? And I've heard him speak at Story Jam many times, and he's a fabulous storyteller. And we really felt that this topic is an important one to address right now, to recognize and honor the diversity of our community, understand the immigrants and refugees that are living among us, and have a better understanding of their needs. So we're really looking forward to tonight, and hopefully we'll make this a regular event. So please welcome Nestor Gomez and his storytellers.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much again for being here. Again, if anybody has one of these, right now, just turn your volume off, please. Please do remember to turn your volume off, because we are going to be sharing stories. Most of us don't read our stories from the page. Some of us will be reading, some of us will be telling us stories. But even as we read the stories, when you're trying to tell a story and all of a sudden a phone goes off in the middle of a story, it throws you off, and then you start talking about something else, it gets really confusing. So I would appreciate it if you just turn your cell phones off. Also, we're going to be recording the stories, audio and video. My friend Kyle, please give him a round of applause. He's going to be recording the stories today so later we could put it on the website. So we don't want any interruptions with any noises or anything like that. I really appreciate that everyone is here today. I came to this country undocumented, and I couldn't speak English, and I used to stutter. So I never imagined that I was going to be a storyteller, and I never imagined that I was going to have the chance to give other people the chance to tell the stories. I did have a dream, but you know how you dream stuff, but you're like, yeah, that's never going to happen. That's what I used to think about, being able to perform in public, to talk to an audience, to actually stand in front of an audience and talk. It was a dream that I had. Many of us had dreams, and that's the reason that we come to this country. Some of us are escaping persecution. Some of us want a better financial opportunity. Some of us don't make our dreams come true because our dreams die on the desert. Our dreams die on a river. Our dreams are cut off when people are taken away and disappear. It makes me really, really sad to imagine that one of those people could have easily been me. One of those people could have easily been me or my siblings that could have either died at the desert, that they could either drown or a river, that he could be put on a cage. It's been 25 years, but I look at the news today and it still shakes me to my soul, to my very being, just to think about all the stuff that my fellow immigrants are going through. And in order to try to help a little bit, in order to give back to the community, this show was started not to try to change people's minds, because I cannot change your mind, or I cannot tell you how to think. I cannot tell you how to feel. I can just let you know about my experience and the experience of my fellow immigrants, refugees, and descendants. And with the hopes that you could have a better understanding of what our situation, what our dreams, what our struggles are, and then you can form your own educated opinion about the situation. So without much further ado, let me start the first story of the night. When my mother came to this country, she had two things with her: the clothes that she was wearing, and the determination that somehow she was going to buy a house of her own. Fast forward a few years, and my mom had actually managed to buy a house. But because she didn't have a lot of money, the house that she bought was a house that needed a lot of repairs. A lot of repairs. So, of course, my mother called me to help her fix the house, because me, being the oldest son, it's my responsibility to help her, even if I have no idea how to fix anything. So the first week that she bought her house, she called me, and she told me that I need to go to her house and install a washer and a dryer in her basement. I had no freaking idea how to install a washer and a dryer. But I go because I had to help my mom, and because if I don't go, my mom's gonna kick my ass. So I go to her house, and I start looking and figure out, somehow I managed to install the washer and the dryer. The only thing I have left to do is to connect the dryer to the exhaust. But then I look, and there's no hole on the wall for me to connect the hose for the dryer for the exhaust. So I decided, well, I had to make a hole in the wall. I take out my drill, my 1-inch drill, to make about a 6-inch hole in the wall. So I start making one hole, and then another one, and then grabbing a hammer and hitting it, and a hole, and another hole, and grabbing the hammer. It's taking me forever. It's taking me hours, and I'm getting frustrated. And then some stupid little cables that I don't know the way, I push them to the side, and they come down. I tape them, and they come down. I put a little nail, and they somehow come down, and they're like right in the middle of my hole that I'm trying to make. So I get aggravated, and I grab a couple of pliers, and cut the cables away. It seemed like a good idea at the time. So I cut the cables away, and I finished the hole, and I called my mom. There, I told my mom, I just saved you about $200. I learned a couple of days later that the cables that I had cut were the cables for the phone line. Remember when you have a phone in your house, didn't have cell phones? It was the cables for the phone line, and she had to call the phone company, and she spent like $500 to get that repair. Over the years, I have suffered many cuts, bruises, falls, and electrocutions, trying to fix the many things that are wrong in my mom's house. So last summer, I get to my mom's house because there's a bang in the washroom that needs to be fixed. It needs to be replaced. To get there, I had to crawl into the attic. So I crawl into the attic, and I managed to change the band, the band with the light and everything. I managed to change it without getting electrocuted. But as I'm crawling my way out of the attic, I step on the drywall, and the ceiling breaks under my weight. My foot went right through. At the last minute, I managed to grab onto the ceiling, into the roof, to keep myself from falling all the way down. I figured I had broken something on the roof, but at least I didn't break any bones, so I'm like, fine. When I look at the damage that I had caused on the ceiling, it looked like I had made a really bad skyline. It took me hours to fix it. And it doesn't really look good. Up to now, it still looks like there was a hole on the wall. You could see the ceiling, there was something going under. But I fixed it. Now, last winter, my mother called me to her house again. This time, it was to fix the furnace. Again, I have no idea how to fix a furnace. But every winter, my mother calls me because every winter the pilot goes out, and I had to crawl my way to the attic where the furnace is and light up the pilot. So I go up to the attic, and I go all the way to the back of the attic to light up the pilot, but the pilot is on. I'm like, oh, this is not. So I come down, and I think, okay, so the pilot is working, but the furnace is not working. Maybe it's the thermostat. So I run to check the thermostat, and I look at it, and it seems to be working. I have no idea how it works, but it looks like it's working. I even look at the cables behind the thermostat to see if they connected to the thermostat. They are. So I'm like, I tell my mom, I have no idea what's wrong. You're going to have to call an expert. Yo no tengo dinero para llamar a un expert. You know what I mean. She had no money to call an expert. So back into the attic I go. By now, I'm aggravated because this is taking me forever. And the attic is so messy that I look like I have been working on a mine shaft. I'm dust and dirt all over my face. I get really aggravated and I tell my mom, why is so messy in here? And my mom said, well, some people came to fix a leak that was on the roof and they made a mess. I'm like, oh. By now I've been thinking that I should check the gas pipes. But then I think, like, if I check the gas pipes, I might blow out the house, or maybe I leave them alone. And when she told me that the roof has been leaking, I'm thinking, like, maybe I broke the roof and I almost fell. And then I think, maybe the roof has something to do with the furnace. So I asked my mom, was the furnace working before they repaired the roof? And my mom said, like, yeah, right after they fixed it with the roof, then it didn't work anymore. I'm like, ah. She's like, why? What does that have to do? I'm like, nothing, Mom, don't worry about it. But I'm already thinking, you see. I remember the time when I cut the little cables for the phone line. So I'm thinking maybe the people that fixed the roof, by accident, like I do all the time, by accident cut the cable that comes from the thermostat to the furnace. And that's why the furnace is not working. So I look for the cable, and I see it is cut in 3 places. I grab my electrical tape, patch it together, and as soon as I fix the cable, it goes. You know the noise, right? The furnace is working. Yes, my mom is so happy. When I come down from the attic, my mom is so happy. She's like, how you know how to fix it? Now, I don't want to tell my mom, I remember when I cut the cables for the phone line. Because one, I never told her that it was me who cut them. 2, if I told her that I cut the cable, she'd probably slap me because she's probably still mad at me. And also, I want to tell my mom, I didn't know how to fix it, but I managed because I see you. I see how you manage. You came to this country undocumented. You couldn't speak English. You didn't have papers. You really worked 3, 4 different jobs in order to have enough money for me and my siblings. You fixed your immigration status, fixed my immigration status, and somehow you managed to raise me and my siblings and save enough money to buy a house all by yourself. I want to tell all that to my mom. So I tell her, immigrants, we get the job done. But my mom looks at me like, huh? Because she hasn't seen Hamilton, so she has no idea what I'm talking about. But it doesn't matter because she's happy and she wants to give me a hug. And she's about to hug me and then she sees me and she's like, you need to take a shower, she says. And I think about it. I'm about to take a shower. I'm thinking about taking a shower, but then I think, what if I go into her washroom and the water for the shower doesn't come out? Or the shower head needs to be replaced. Or maybe those are working, but then the water doesn't drain properly. What if it's just a trick to get me to try to take a shower, so then I had to fix something else? So I tell my mom, no, Mom, it's getting too late and I need to work really early in the morning tomorrow. I had to go. And as I say I had to go, I grab my toolbox and I run out of her house. And I get on my car and I drive away as fast as I can. But as I'm driving away, I look at my phone because I know that if my mother calls me or texts me and tells me that something else broke in her house and I need to turn around, I will turn the car around. I will grab my toolbox. I will go to her house with no idea how to fix anything, probably even making things worse, but always trying my best, just like I learned from her. Thank you. If I could ask for a round of applause for my mother, she's not here, but she really deserves a round of applause. And if you probably are wondering how do you put this show together? Well, it's a lot of work, but it's a labor of love. And if anybody that's sitting in the audience right now wants to tell a story or know somebody that could tell a story, because we all know that person that's really good, that always telling those good stories, and you're like, it should be on TV. If you know somebody or you have a story, it doesn't have to be an immigration story. It could be a story about being a descendant of immigrants or being an ally of immigrants. It has to be a story that's related to immigration. If you know anybody or if you yourself want to tell a story, send me an email. Look it up on the website. All my information is there. Send me an email. I will help you put your story together. I will give you comments, or I'll give you little comments. I cannot tell you how to write your story, but I could tell you I could make little comments about your story that will probably help you put your story together in a way that it will be easy to tell in front of our audience. We do little workshops too to help you get your story out. So yes, feel comfortable to send me an email if anybody wants to tell a story at one of our next shows.